This seminar is for educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice or treatment. Consult with your medical provider for medical advice or treatment. Although the presenters try to keep the information in this seminar as accurate and timely as possible, the speakers and Mather Hospital assume no duty to ensure the seminar is error-free. The speakers and Mather Hospital are not responsible or liable for any claim, loss, or damage resulting from you viewing this seminar.
I'll be talking about this slide later on when I'm finished, but this was something that I thought was interesting because you can get your My Play plan. You can key in your age, your gender, if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, if you're 150 pounds, 5'4", you're physically active, you key that all in and you hit a button and it tells you the amount of calories you need to achieve a healthy weight and the amount of calories to maintain a healthy weight. I found this interesting because I was like, wow, it's the same. But we always have to look at, your body composition. They're thinking that if you're highly active during the day, your calorie input should match your calorie your burning of the calories. So you don't really have to, worry. Maybe your muscle mass will change. Next slide. We all want to concentrate on maximizing with nutrient-packed foods. Eat a variety of nutrient-packed foods, include whole grains, lean proteins, fruits and vegetables, low-fat and fat-free dairy, and eat less foods with solid fats and added sugar and sodium. I will be discussing that as well throughout the slides. You want to energize with grains. Grains are a source of carbohydrate, which is a macronutrient your body utilizes for the quickest source of energy. Choose foods that are from whole grain, such as whole wheat bread and brown rice to provide additional fiber. Avoid processed foods and added sugar, and the amount needed for energy is dependent on your dietary goals. If you want to maintain or lose weight, that's what we have to concentrate on. Power up with protein. Protein is a macronutrient essential for building and repairing muscle. Choose lean or low-fat cuts of beef or pork, skinless chicken or turkey. Eggs are high in biological protein, so we should not exclude them as well. Eat seafood twice a week, especially sources that contain the essential fatty acids, such as salmon, mackerel, sardines, and shrimp. All those are very important. And you don't have to eat a large portion of it to get the amount of fats that you need. Mix it up with plant protein foods. Explore plant-based foods. Choose legumes such as chickpeas, pinto beans, soy products like tempeh, tofu, and veggie burgers. Nuts and seeds, chia, hemp, flax, walnuts, and sunflower seeds are all good choices to make. Seaweed and algae for the vegetarians. They contain a lot of vitamins and minerals that the vegetarians need, and they include iron as well. Vegetables provide us with vitamins and minerals. Strive for the colors of the rainbow. Try blue, red, and blackberries, red, yellow, and dark green spinach and kale. Choose fresh from the farm and seasonal, frozen vegetables and fruit, if that's what is available to you. Avoid juice and canned vegetables, or choose low sodium canned and 100% juice if that's what you can only afford or tolerate at some times. Don't forget dairy for vitamin D and calcium. Foods like fat-free, low-fat milk, cheese, yogurt, and kefir. Food beverages that are fortified with vitamin D and calcium, such as soy and plant-based beverages like oat and almond. Foods that contain vitamin D and calcium help to build and maintain strongs needed for everyday activity. On average, strive for 3 servings, and you have to abide by the serving size, which is very important. Age and stay hydrated. How much is enough depends on your age and gender, body composition, health status, climate temperature, activity level. As described in the U.S. News and World Report, weight in pounds divided by 2 ounces, divided by 2 equals the ounces of water you need in a day. That was stated at the time because it just made us aware that we are not like the 8 glasses of water that we were learning to, well, I was learning from a child, that's what we should strive for, was the only thing we should be doing. It changes with your height, your age, your weight. So it doesn't mean that, you know, it just brings it to light to how much water you actually do need. According to the American College of Sports Medicine, add an additional 20 ounces of water every 30 minutes of exercise. So it's it's important to hydrate before you exercise. And as you can see in my little water lifeblood of the human body, you can see how many organs in our body really rely on water and how much water the organs do rely on. The brain is composed of 75% of water. So that's important. And I'll be talking about that later on as well. You know, like it helps to keep our body temperature regulated. Approximately 83% is in our blood. It helps our liver remove, it helps our liver remove waste. It composes 22% of our bones. And moistures oxygen, optimal for lung function. It's essential for food and digestion. It protects and cushions our vital organs. It facilitates fast and smooth absorption. And that happens in our colon, and I'll talk about that too. And it composes 75% of muscle volume. So water is important, and we always should really be concentrating on it. How do we know when dehydration is occurring in your body? Overall, a decrease in mental concentration and feeling tired, a dry mouth and feeling thirsty, which I'm kind of feeling thirsty right now. I'm sorry. No, not good. But anyway, cramping of muscles or minor headache, strong smelling or dark yellow urine not related to foods. If you have experienced even one of these symptoms, it may be time to evaluate fluid intake. Next slide. Benefits of water. It aids in digestion and prevents constipation. It carries oxygen and nutrients to cells in the body. It helps to stabilize blood pressure and heartbeat. It supports your joints and joint function. Drinking water can support and encourage weight loss. And it does that because, not that it can like, it encourages weight loss, because if we are thinking about eating, you might not think like, oh, okay, if you're thinking about water and how much water you really need, you might not think about having, wanting to have that meal, because you're more concentrated on, oh, am I thirsty? Like I was just thirsty and I felt like, oh, I need to drink some water. So it's just beneficial overall, as I have explained. Tips for reaching your water goals. Drinking water upon waking up in the morning, about 8 to 16 ounces. That's a little difficult. We always want to grab that first cup of coffee in the morning. But like I said, if you're feeling groggy and tired, it might just be that you need a glass of water before you need that caffeine to wake you up. Before bedtime, about 8 ounces. And we all think, oh, well, I can't drink water before I go to bed because then I'll have to wake up in the middle of the night. And no, that's not true. You can really, maybe like 2 hours before you go to bed, steep a pot of tea that you like, and you can drink it, and and then settle down for your evening, and then having to expel it might not be so bad in the middle of your after you're in your dead sleep. Keep track of the water you are drinking by using a refillable water bottle, which I have, And I know this is 24 ounces, so I like to drink at least 2 while I'm at work. Eat hydrating foods like watermelon, grapes, and leafy vegetables. They help to hydrate you during the day. Make drinking water fun. Infuse it with herbal teas and fruits. That's what we have to remember. Always grabbing something that has sugar in it is not always something what we should be doing. And it's not recommended to drink more than 27 to 33 ounces of water an hour. Okay, what happened to my screen? Okay, I got this. I have to log back in. I'm sorry. Okay. Did it switch to the next one? Where was I? Okay, facts about fat. Fats are a micronutrient. They provide us with the most amount of calories in your diet. Fats help to absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. Stored fat in the body helps the body with temperature and shape. It helps the immune system. A, E, and D are essential for your body's immune system. The 2 essential fatty acids, omega-3 and omega-6, also help the immune system and aid with cognitive function. Fats that provide satiety and fats provide satiety and slows down the digestion of food. Next slide. The U.S. Dietary Guidelines, based on a 2,000 calorie diet, keep fat intake to 30% or less of your total calorie intake. Saturated fats intake should be about 10% or less. Unsaturated fats are the healthiest. Most sources come from plant-based foods, and marine sources include omega-3 and fatty acids. Limit trans fats and saturated fat from animal sources. Target fat calorie range is 400 to 700 calories, or 44 to 78 grams. Heart and saturated fats. The American Heart Association suggests no more than 12 to 13 grams of saturated fat per day, based on a 2,000 calorie diet. Most sources of saturated fats come from animal sources, such as fatty meats and butter. Plant sources, such as coconut oil and palm, and stay within a healthy range for weight management and heart health. Next slide. Heart and trans fats. Trans fats are universally unhealthy. They increase your bad cholesterol, the LDL, and they lower your good cholesterol, the HDL. Your HDL is what we always concentrate on. That's the one I concentrate on. And that's the one with exercise, it goes up. So we have to really think about the foods that we're eating, because we really don't want that level to go down. Be aware of nutrition facts labels and that state 0 trans fat. Manufacturers are only required to list trans fat when the content is 0.5 grams per serving or less. So there are always little hidden things that they'll do to trick us that, oh no, this is healthy, but it's not. So you have to check the ingredients for partially hydrogenated oils, or shortenings. Baked goods, snack food margarines, coffee creamers, refrigerated dough, ready-made frostings often all contain trans fats. Heart and cholesterol. Cholesterol is a fat your body uses to make hormones, bile, cell membranes, and other substances. The body can manufacture the amount of cholesterol it needs. Therefore, there is no daily requirement. The U.S. daily guidelines recommend a limit of 200 to 300 milligrams per day. Know your numbers. When you go to the doctor, ask him, what is my lipid level? What does it mean? What do I have to do? And sometimes if you're doing everything you can to get that, LDL or down, and, you have your HDL up, and you're in the borderline, and you're exercising and you're dieting and you're really trying to do everything right, you still, the doctor might have to make a decision for you. So, medication might be something that he might put you on. Um, but it's a decision that the doctor makes. We don't make that. We can only do what we can do. US Dietary Guidelines and Carbohydrate for the Heart. Total carbohydrate intake is 45% to 65% of your total calories for the day. What does that mean? You think to yourself. On a 2,000 calorie diet, it should be between 900 and 1,300 calories. And go, wow, that's a lot. Why does it be so much? But 900 is, it's all dependent on your total calories and where your goals are and what you want to achieve and what kind of carbohydrates you're eating and if your blood sugar is high or low, or, so all of that is taken into consideration, because I deal with this all the time and people go, oh my goodness, this person's eating a carb. But carbs provide us with vitamins and minerals we need to function. So that's why it's important. And what it equates to in grams is 225 to 325 grams of carbohydrate a day. So we break that down in our meal plans here in the hospital, 45 to 60 at breakfast, 45 to 60 at lunch, and 45 to 60 at dinner. And we try our best to control that blood sugar. But you have to choose carbohydrates wisely. Seek whole grain sources. Avoid enriched grains. The grains that this means that the grains that have been stripped of the German bran are not as good, because that's where all your nutrients are, and that's where they contain fiber. So the type of carbohydrates you choose are very important. You want to have a whole grain bread. You want to have that brown rice with, that's chewy, and you have to spend time chewing it and digesting it. And, as time goes on, as your children get older, they realize, yeah, you're right, Mom. But next slide. Function of fiber. Help stabilize blood sugar and cholesterol. Soluble fiber draws water into your gut and softens your stool and keeps your bowel moving and regular. Soluble fibers help with digestion of cholesterol. It attaches to it and takes it out of the body. Sources are apples, blueberries, and oatmeal. Insoluble fiber found in seeds and skins of fruit aid with constipation. Think of soluble fiber as water in oatmeal, and insoluble fiber like celery and water. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day. And you will, if you don't have any fiber in your diet now, don't start off tomorrow going, I'm going to eat this candy bar that has, or it won't be a candy bar, but I'm going to eat this product that has, 30 grams of fiber, because if you're not used to it, you will feel a little distended. And the other thing that you have to remember is, drink a lot of water. You need to drink water. Updated food label. I included this because in the March of 2020, they came out, the new guidelines came out for the updated label. So when you're looking at the label, it changed. They took out vitamin A and vitamin C, because in the past, when they were evaluating what are the nutrients we needed in the label, it was found that we're no longer deficient. So the nutrients that are important now are vitamin D, calcium, iron. Vitamin D and calcium is the two main ones. Well, vitamin D, iron, and potassium. But vitamin D is there now. Serving size that reflects the amount could be consumed, not recommended. Calories from fat have been removed and replaced with the type of fat. Now the label reflects your sugar added. During the process of making the food, it includes the percent values and the type used. So when you're looking at it, you'll say, okay, this wasn't there. Total carbohydrate, that's 13%. The fiber was there, the total sugar was there, but now they're putting in the added sugar. And you'll have to make an evaluation for that, and I'll discuss that in a little bit. Next slide. 8 things to remember when looking at the label. Serving size. How much is considered a serving size? Total calories and serving size. May need to multiply both or divide depending on your calorie requirement. Total cholesterol. Look for low cholesterol or plant-based options. Fats and saturated fats. And 10%, that should be 10% or no more than 20 grams per day, and avoid trans fats. Sodium, the US Dietary Guidelines suggest sodium intake 2,300 milligrams per day. For those over 51, intake decreases to 1,500 milligrams a day. That's a suggestion. That's not a value that is really stated that we should achieve. Because if you go down to 15,000 milligrams a day, you need to discuss that's like, your heart really, the doctor or the cardiologist might want to like think about doing that. But on a normal healthy person, we really want to make sure we're getting our nutrients. So like I said, it's a suggestion. So we all have to evaluate what we're doing and how we're doing it. And that's all I want to say about that. But something that's 140 milligrams of serving or less is considered a low sodium item. So if you're looking for low sodium and you're looking at the label, it's 140 milligrams or less. Your total carbohydrate includes fiber and sugar. I discussed that before, but fiber is beneficial again for a healthy diet. It helps manage blood glucose levels. It can lower your cholesterol. Recommended added sugar should not exceed more than 10% of your total calories consumed in the day. For lower calorie diets, the goal is 8%. So like I said, whatever your goals are, if it's not 2,000 calories and you need to lose weight, your goals and the percents change. Protein is an important part of a healthy diet. Avoid added saturated fats from fatty meats and processed foods. Include healthy fats and plant-based sources and fish. Vitamins and other nutrients like calcium, vitamin D, and iron play an important role. Look for percentages that are high. Label trivia. Look, I gave you a little test. So with label trivia, I was just wanting everyone to look at the label. I have some questions out there if you want to try to answer. I feel funny drinking from that. Sorry. I'm sort of feeling hydrated. So is this a healthy beverage? What is the serving size? What nutrients are provided? Should you shelf it? So I guess I'm just going to answer these questions. I was trying to get an interaction, but should I wait? I guess I'll wait a few minutes and see if anybody answers. Am I going up here? Thank you. Okay. Well, the healthy answer is look at the label. There's a lot of zeros on this label. There's a lot of 22%. Total carbohydrates. Thank you so much. The total fat is 0. The sodium is 50 milligrams. Is that good? Is it bad? 2%. It's low, but for this item, do we really want the sodium? And carbohydrate, it has a lot of sugar in it, and it has the high fructose corn syrup that we're told to stay away from. And sugar is sugar. It's going to be converted in the body. This is 130%. I'm saying no, we don't need this. And, if our goals are weight loss or controlling our blood sugar or, maintaining a weight, you're not going to maintain your weight with if you're drinking more than a cup, even one of those. But it depends on your activity level as well. But I would say shelf it. Sorry, I'm getting thirsty. Label trivia. Is this a healthy choice? Now, when you're looking at this label, again, what is the main source of calories? What do the percent tell you? Should you shelf this item? So again, there's a lot of zeros. There's 10% of a carbohydrate, 27 grams. If you're calculating out for carbohydrates for a diabetic, that's 2 carbohydrates. It has no fiber. It has 25 grams of sugar, which include 23 grams of added sugar, which is 46%. It has no vitamin D, no calcium, no iron, and potassium, and 40 milligrams of potassium. This item as well, it provides 110 calories, a lot of sugar, no protein. I would say I'd have to shelf it as well. And I'm sure maybe everybody agreed, but I hope so. Making nutrient-dense choices, one meal at a time. Now, when we're looking at this looks like 2 delicious meals. But now that, now that we're getting more conscious of making it more nutrient dense, we can make some changes. So this first meal on my left has, 1.5 cups of white rice. It has black beans, 1/4 cup. It has chicken and cooked with sauce, 2 ounces. It has no grilled vegetables, guacamole, Jared salsa, sour cream, cheese, and jalapeno. So, how do we make that a little bit better or a lot better? We can use brown rice, 1 cup, with romaine lettuce, 1/2 cup. So now we're decreasing the amount of carbohydrate we're taking, the amount of grain that we're taking by 1/2 cup by adding some romaine lettuce. We're adding black beans with reduced sodium. It's 1/3 cup. We're grilling the chicken with a spice rub. Or better than that, if you have an air fryer, they make that chicken taste so good. Add grilled vegetables in that air fryer. Slice it up with avocado, fresh salsa and pico de gallo, 1/4 cup, no sour cream. You can use a reduced fat cheese, 1/3 cup, and jalapenos. Look how much the calorie difference is. But we added a lot of fiber, which is very important, and vitamins and minerals, which are very important as well. Making nutrient dense choices one day at a time. I got this from the American Guidelines. I thought it was great because when you go to these websites, they're giving us ideas, and it's all new and it's all things that we're doing now. They're talking about the total calorie, like you can have a breakfast, and the breakfast you'll have, you can make overnight oats, with oats and low-fat plain Greek yogurt, fat-free milk, a banana, walnuts. It tells you 4 walnuts and a teaspoon of honey. You don't have to have the honey. If you want the honey, it's up to you, but it tells you you can have it, and it fits into your total menu, and you'll see that at the end. Cup of coffee and fat-free milk, 1/4 cup. Next slide. This is a lunch. It tells you, again, the burrito bowl that we went over before, and you're cutting the calories, and you're adding a nice iced tea in there. Has about 5 calories. It has no sugar. It looks like, it has a little bit of lemon, or it might have an orange or a strawberry, and no added sugar. So it's giving you a little bit of flavor. You can also make a tea, like an herbal tea, that gives you no calories, and it kind of zests it up and makes it fun to drink. And for dinner, it gives you some ideas. You might say, oh, this dinner looks small. I might want to have that at lunch rather at, dinner, but you can play with it as much as you want. But this has tilapia, broccoli, carrots, summer squash, pasta, and garlic and herb oil, a teaspoon. So it kind of breaks it down for you, so you can look at these recipes and see how you can incorporate it into your diet without really going over calories. It has a little orange and a little sparkling water. You can zest it up with lemon again and lime. Make the foods that you're eating fun. Make them colorful. Give yourself some variety. Think about what you're doing and how you're doing it. That's my main point that I want to get across to everybody here. This is near and dear to my heart. I've always wanted to be a dietitian, and I'm very happy to be sharing this information with all of you today. Next slide. This is little choices for nutrient dense snacks. So at the end of the day, you can have some popcorn, you can have some yogurt and peaches. Your choice. They put on the website canned peaches. You might want to, it might be in the summertime, and you can have fresh peaches with the skin on it, straight from the farm. You wash it off, you put it in there, you get some fiber. Whatever your choice is, you can, get the calories down, or, as much as you want. If your diet is greater than 2,000, you can afford to eat a little bit more. If it's less, you have to change your choices a little. It's all about planning and what you want to do. Next slide, am I done? When we consider the dietary guidelines, we have to remember that all Americans are diverse. We are diverse in color and culture, religion and beliefs. We have personal goals that we want to achieve, personal dietary goals. We might want to be a vegetarian, vegan. We have allergies that we have to consider. All are important when planning a diet. I'm not here to say, oh, you should be this, oh, you should be that, oh, you're wrong. We're not wrong. We all have what we like to eat. And we all have to learn how to eat it just a little bit better. Small changes go a long way. And also, the key is balance. Balance is very important. Okay, these are my resources. I did want to share some resources with everyone. I do have somebody here that's just go to the top. The top? On the bottom, sorry. Share screen. Share screen. I'm sorry. Share screen. Good. And then just hit done. Here? Yes. I'm sorry. I have somebody helping me out here. Okay, so then just go to Chrome at the bottom. Chrome. Okay. All right. This is the screen. This is part of the resources that I've used. Again, this is I spoke about it earlier. It was the Get Your My Plate plan. This is on the website. It's the USDA plan from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. You hit start, and it adds, you'll have to put in your age. So I'm just going to use a hypothetical age of 45. Not my age, but female, because we're talking about women's heart health. We can put in, let's say 154 pounds, a 5'4" person. Well, no, it's 4, but I'm sorry. 5, 4. And you can put your, if you're less than 30 minutes a day. So it does ask for your activity level, and it does say 3 activities. If it's less than 30 minutes a day, if it's 30 to 60 minutes a day for moderate activity, if it's more than 60 minutes a day. So you'll see if you hit 30 minutes a day, it calculates it out, and it says 1,800 calories for to achieve a healthy goal, and 1,800 calories to maintain your current weight. So it kind of gives you both. But if you want to lose weight, you might have to adjust that. We all have to think about where our body is, what our body composition is. So we all take that into consideration when we're using these apps. When you click down, it does give you some other information for resources and tools for eating a healthy diet. You can go to My Plate and scroll down, and it gives you My Plate app. And it gives you more information about fruits that you might have. It gives you resources for your lifestyle, healthy eating patterns, and it actually tells you when you go down. This website's not working, but it kind of switches down and says, okay, this is the amount of fruits you should have in the day. This is the amount of vegetables you should have. This is like 5 ounces of protein total. So it gives you an idea or a focus of what to do and how to do it. We have to make our changes on our own, but this kind of just guides you. If you go to the Dietary Guidelines, they also have information about, I got most of my information from them. It tells you about the lifestyle cycle. If I missed something that you wanted to know, like somebody was going to ask me about alcohol, it's on here, but in the end of the day, when you're trying to get all your nutrients in, you're trying to get your, everything that you need to eat to keep a healthy body. You'll find that too much extra sugar, too much sodium, and alcohol does not fit in. So we all have to make choices. This website explains it. It helps every life cycle. If you have children, if you're pregnant, if you're lactating, if you, whatever age we are, this is a really good resource, because I can't answer every question, but I wanted to give you the resources that are out there that are based on scientific evidence that can help you answer your questions. So at this point, I guess I will open up for any questions that people might have.
Thank you, Carrie, for your extremely informative presentation. That was great. Okay, great. Looks like we're all set here. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you, Carrie, for taking your time out of your schedule to be with us. If you have any additional questions or your question wasn't answered and didn't come through, you can email us at matherhospital@northwell.edu, and we can reach out to Carrie and get her to answer anything. Once you exit the webinar, you'll see a link to complete a brief survey. If you could please complete that. Your feedback is very important to us, and it helps us plan our future programs. Thank you for joining today's webinar. And if you'd like to view previous content, we have that on our website at www.matherhospital.org/HealthyU as in university. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.